was some issue with Zoom for me.
Recording has been started at me.
Okay.
Okay, so Panil has joined. No problem, no problems. Okay, so today we'll try to see first overview of SSL. So it is very, very important. If you don't know SSL part, it is very difficult to handle devices because in company we don't use HTTP applications. Mostly we use on our secure applications, HTTPS, so that our communication should be encrypted. So for that purpose, we know at least not in advance and expert kinds of thing, but yes, at least we know overview like how SSL handshake work, and we'll try to see with the help of Wireshark also. We'll try to see like how our traffic look like if you're not using profile, client profile. And we'll try to see when we're using client profile and certificate, how is the traffic look like fronted communications. For example, this communication. When this PC client from internet is trying to access our web, and we are not using any profile, we are not using any certificate, we are just simply created vip like HTTP vip and simply called backend pool inside the virtual IP or virtual server. So in that case, this communication and this communication both are plain text, so this can be get compromised in the middle. Anyone can do that, like attacker and all. So this is not something recommended in the productions. So that is the reason we use like client profile, and I explain like what is SSL uploading. So before coming to SSL overview, I want to give a little bit more about SSL so that you guys can understand. So see, SSL termination, SSL uploading, and client SSL all are the same. Don't get confused here. Someone called SSL termination, someone called SSL uploading, someone called client SSL. So we generally create a CSR on our F5 because for client has no visibility who is in the middle. Client, okay, if client is accessing, for example, facebook.com, facebook.com, he is thinking, okay, I'm directly communicating with facebook.com. But in the middle, we have F5 where we have created CSR for this certificate, these applications. And once we get the certificate, we generally call that certificate in client SSL profile. And this client SSL profile is called on our virtual IP. So while doing that, our front-end communications will be as encrypted, and that will be uploaded on our F5. So if anyone tell like what is SSL uploading and terminations, so we can tell like SSL termination or SSL uploading is the process of decrypting the encrypted traffic coming from client to big app. So any traffic coming from client to accessing application server, and we are decrypting on our F5. That is called SSL termination, SSL uploading. For that, we create client SSL profile, call that certificate in this profile, and this profile called on a virtual server. While doing that, this communication will be encrypted, also uploaded on our A5 load balancer. And this communication will be plain text if you are not using a server profile. So this will be like a plain text only. If you want to keep this communication also encrypted, for that we use server profile. And same server profile called on the same view. So while doing that, this communication, client to F5, A5 is going to be again decrypted, again encrypted, sent to the server. So while doing that, front-end communication, back-end communication will be also encrypted. But in production, mostly times we see this setup, front-end communication. This setup, they keep as a plain text because they are the part of your DMZ and your company devices on premises. And the front-end communication, that traffic is coming from the internet. Okay. So instead of relying upon the web server to do, why you do guys, इसका benefit भी बता देता हूँ आपको just one minute. So when we started doing offloading on RF5, what is the benefit of this server? Utilization will be good, right? So when we are doing offloading, it takes resources. If you are doing a traffic decryptions, again analyzing, again encrypted, etc., resource utilizations. So we are doing all the things on our F5. So while doing that, this server capability, resources, everything will be good, right? So instead of relying upon the web server to do the intensive work, right? So if you're doing encryption, decryption, it is CPU intensive, it is resource intensive. You can make use of to SSL termination on our load balancer, and we are doing all the things. Our load balancer is doing all the things on A5, and while doing that, this packet server resource utilization is very good. So while doing that, applications will be not face any problem related to slowness and other stuffs. So that is also the benefit for SSL offloading. Speed up the process and allow the web server to focus on its core responsibility of delivering web content. So instead of doing decryption, encryptions, web server has only work to just get the traffic, send back to the client, you know. So while doing that, speed, of course, speed should be good, right? So this is the beauty, this is the work of SSL termination, SSL offloading is client SSL, all are the same terminology. And why you do that, I hope you guys getting my point.
So Surya, actually, let me understand simple way. That SSL certificate, usually we are generating the certificate for the server. So that server, that certificate we will be uploading in F5, right? So then what do you call that certificate? What do you call certificate? It will be.
Call on the let me explain here. So here we create, for example, this is the application server. It is very important to understand. So focus here. Just consider this is facebook.com. Facebook.com. Actually, this application is where I said maybe they discuss your this is your application server. this IP, DNS IP, just consider 10.10.10.10. And for this IP, we have created VIP here, virtual server, virtual IP created for this IP. Whatever the application server facebook.com resolving the IP that is created, the VIP on our F5. And in a VIP, there are two types of profile related to SSL. First one is client, and second one is server. Okay. I hope till now it is clear. So what we generally do, we create CSR on this F5 because for the client, F5 is working as a server, but client has no visibility. That is called proxy, right? F5 will work as a full proxy. It will work as a reverse proxy. So for client, F5 is working as a server. So here we created CSR for this FQDN, and we send this CSR to the some well-known, say for example, DigiCert, let's encrypt, or maybe GoDaddy. Once we get the certificate, we import that certificate inside the CSR where we created. I will try to show again today. Right? So we have get the certificate, we have imported our F5. Now here we need to call the certificate. So we want our front-end communication, this communication should be encrypted and this traffic should be uploaded on our A5. So we can call this certificate in client SSL or file. And this client SSL is already called on the virtual IP, right? So while doing that, this communication will be encrypted and that traffic will be uploaded on our F5. If you want to do this communication also as encrypted, then call same certificate on the server SSL profile. Okay. So let me know if you have any doubt.
Yeah. Fine. Now it's clear. Very good.
Yeah. So this is how it is very important to understand, and it is widely asked in the interview. Okay.
Widely asked day to day in officers also who is configuring the F5. They were talking about this terminology, SSL offloading and the server profile. Client profile. Most of the days I had these terminologies.
Yeah. Okay. So let me take anyone SSL hands again. So let me take this. No, take this pick only. Take the snapshot. Yeah, fine. Oh, it is not clear. Let me take another pic. I have the PDF, but I want to show this first, then we'll focus on that part so that you guys can understand it. This is also fine. Yeah, this is also fine. Don't get confused because there are so many things in the Googles. So we need to focus on the concept and all. Okay. Let me take the snapshot. Oh, it is not looking clear, right?
Yeah, a little bit blur is there.
Yeah. No problem. When I'm trying to do that, okay. It's not copied properly. Yeah, okay. Now it is looking good. Now let me take the snapshot. Yeah. So whenever give any interview or related to F5, or if you're working as security architect, security engineers, we need to aware about the SSL part at least basic concept like how it works in the backend. So we should aware about that. So whenever we try to access anything here, guys, on the browser, for example, whenever try to access anything, for example, let me show something. Whenever we try to access, for example, youtube.com, for example, youtube.com, right? So what is the URL? HTTPS www.youtube.com, right? And let me inspect it here. And we can see network related step here. Let me try to access again. So when we try to access this youtube.com or facebook.com, first part is DNS lookup happen, right? And after DNS lookup happen, once our client, our laptop has got the IP address, then this is going to be initiate the TCP handshake process. After TCP handshake process, then it is going to be happen like SSL handshake. After SSL handshake, actual data is going to be transferred in between client and server, and that data is going to be encrypted with the share secret key, which will be shared to each other during SSL handshake. Okay, so in SSL handshake, client is going to send a hello, including cybersecurity. And what is cybersecurity, guys? Cybersecurity is the combination of encryption, authentication, hashing. Okay, and client is some random number also. So these are the things which is sent by the client to the server. Who is the server in our case? F5 is the server. So for the client who is coming from internet to access the virtual IP, so for the client, our F5 will work as a server. Okay. Then server is going to be respond back by sending the server random and SSL certificate. It is not should be private. Here is something wrong. It should be public key. Okay. Because private key is not shareable on the internet. Private key generally there are two types of key: private and public. Both side will be there. Private, public. The private public will be available for client side, also server side. So client sending hello, including cybersecurity, and client random number. Server is going to be respond. Okay, client will send 10 cybersecurity. Server is going to be accept anyone. Okay, which will be good for the server perspective. And then server is going to be send the certificate, including public key. Okay. And then client is going to be validate that information, like whatever certificate sent by the server, it is the genuine or it is the signed by genuine CA, and that CA is present in the client browser. If you guys remember when I was showing with the help of command cert, this one cert mgr mgr.ms. So here all the trusted root certificate, all the if you count, let me increase this. So these are the well-known CA which is by default present in the browsers. So for example, that certificate sent to the client is going to validate, okay, that certificate is signed by the CA, proper CA, and that CA is present here like global sign, interest, or DigiCert. So after validation, guys, client is going to be generate pre-master key. And it is going to be generate pre-master key with the help of the key, public key, which is shared by the server. Okay. and then a pre-master key decrypted in the private key. So this key is shared by the client with the help of public key. And once the key is received to the server has the private key already, right? Private key he did not share to the client. So with the help of that key, he can decrypt it. And using the pre-master key and some random number, they generate the master key or master secret key. And that key will be generated on both sides with the help of some key exchange process like RSA, kinds of Diffie-Hellman work like a Diffie-Hellman's. So with the help of that, they generate the share secret key. And that key basically used for the encryption and decryption between the client and server. For example, they generated share secret key 1, 2, 3, and that key generated here also 1, 2, 3. And with the help of that key, they can encrypt this data. When client will send anything, they are going to be encrypt with this share secret key. Once it is received it, this server side also available same key, so it is going to be decrypted. And why this is how our communication will happen like a encrypted. So this is the simple and short part of the SSL handshake, like how SSL handshake work. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you guys getting point, and then we'll jump on the Wireshark to see these things in the Wireshark also.
Okay, understood, please.
Okay, so if you come to the Wireshark here, I have already opened SSL handshake. See, I have mentioned earlier, first DNS lookup happened, then TCP handshake, SYN ACK. So after three-way handshake, then server SSL handshake, like SSL handshake has started, where client hello sent. So if you open this packet in client hello, this is a transport layer security which provide our application as a encrypted. With the help of this protocol, our application is secure, guys. If anyone compromise and do something wrong with the TLS protocols, whole industry will be in the problem. Whole industry will be in trouble. Okay, so we are running our application as a secure with the help of TLS only. Okay, so how many things sent by the client hello? See, version. It is saying, okay, I'm using TLS version 1.1, length, handshake protocol, client hello. 1 minute. Length 198, version TLS 1.2. And this is the random and session ID, everything cipher should see here, cipher should. So client is sent 21 cipher should. It is the combination of, if you copy this and try to read on the copilots, it will show all the meaning. RSA used for the key exchange, AES used for the encryption, SI used for the integrity, and RSA also used for work as asymmetrical algorithms. So that is used for the key exchange part. So both are going to be exchanged the key, and with the help of that, they generate share secret key, and that key used for the encryption and decryption. So these are the cipher should sent by the client. And apart from that, there are so many things. Okay. And then if you see the reply, like after client hello, they see server hello. So what is server telling? This is the handshake protocol server hello. And if you come to the cipher shoot, it is only accepted one. Okay, so whatever 21 sent by the client, it is going to be agree with this. And then it sent the certificate. Also, it will be show somewhere. Yeah, handshake protocol certificate. This is the certificate bytes. This is the lane. This is the certificate sent by the server, including the public key. Okay. If you try to read one by one, it will show somewhere on the public key also. The length, everything, surrender. Length, some handshake protocol certificate, encrypted, server hello, done, version, session ID length, certificate, and somewhere it will show key also. I'm trying to see that also. We need to open everything's one by one. And same things we'll try to see in our F5 also. So before going there, we need to understand this as an answer. Random bytes, certificate, algorithms. Content. Yeah, no problem. We need to see all the things one by one. Somewhere it is key also. So then server is going to be sent hello back to the client. It is going to be sent certificate, including the key, public key. And we need to open one by one. Somewhere it will be there. And with the help of that, see, if third packet is client key exchange. So here client is going to validate the certificate, whatever sent by the server, and it is going to be generate the pre-master key. See, encrypted pre-master secret is generated here, right? And it will send to the server. And server has the private key. It is going to be decrypted with the help of the their private key. And then they are going to be use the mechanism again, the pre-master secret, share secret key, and some random number, and they generate the share secret key. There are some mathematics guys behind that to generate the share secret key. If you follow that formula, it is going to be generate similar key at both sides. And then that key will be used for the encryption and decryptions and history protocol encryption handshake message. So once key has been exchanged, share secret key has been generated, then our handshake protocol and all the messages will happen as encrypted after that. One more thing, guys, widely asked in the interview, sometimes they ask, what is change cipher spec and it is a part of SSL handshake or not? So you can blindly tell change cipher spec is not a part of SSL handshake negotiation. Change cipher comes in the picture once both client and server generate the share secret key and both are agree. Change cipher key is just to provide security. Okay, whatever things we are discussing in between client and server, that is the genuine things. So change cipher aspect comes after SSL handshake, not the part of SSL negotiation. When I was giving interview of checkpoint as a tag, checkpoint tag, they asked question me like change cipher aspect is a part of SSL handshake or not. So no, this is not a part of SSL handshake negotiation. Change cipher aspect comes in the pictures after SSL handshake to just verify the things which between client and server, like whatever communications we are doing now, it is secure and it's genuine. Okay, perfect, guys. So this is about the your SSL handshakes, and this is how it works. If you start at least explain these things in the interview, they will take you, no problems. Okay, at least if you need to explain like that in the interview. If they reward questions, then you can think and accordingly reply it. Okay, and try to read these things. You can also search this CloudShark and SSL and try to read the capture one by one, so it will give more confidence to you. Okay.
Swapnil, actually, while doing interview, you said like we can explain like this, right? So uh, we can show. Are we showing this kind of screen to them while interview or not? I'm just asking.
No, but sometimes what happens? Sometimes they share a screen, they share the PK file. Sometimes interviewers share the screen and they share the PK file in front of you, and they can tell, okay, please explain it.
Okay. They will share the screen. Okay.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Sometimes they share the lab access also, and then create the issue and then ask to fix the issue.
Okay. Fine.
When I was giving interview for Huron company, Huron for security architect level, they share the screen, they create the issue in the lab, they ask to fix me. Okay. Okay, so in SSL over guys, SSL is long for secure socket layer, so it is used for the our application layer security purpose, and it is based on the Belo method, asymmetric cryptography and symmetric cryptography. So as for asymmetric, I just want to give a little bit overview so that you guys have visibility. In case of asymmetric, we use two different key for encryption and decryption. For example, whatever key you are using for the encryption, that key is not for the used for decryption. In case of symmetric, both same key, like same key is used for the encryption and decryption. Just don't confuse here. Just understand, like in case of symmetric, same key used for encryption and decryption. How they generate the key? Same, with the help of DeFi elements. They exchange the key and they generate some key to use for encryption and decryption. So in case of asymmetric, it is used for pair of key node, public and private key. So I just mentioned like every like client and server has a public and private key. and the public key will be shared with here. Public key is shareable on the internet. So for examples, whatever things we are encrypted with help of private key, or whatever things we are decrypted with the help of public key, that will be only encrypted with the help of their private key. So for example, anything we are, this is the good morning, this is the normal message. Let's consider if we are decrypting it with the help of, let's consider we are encrypting this with the help of private key, just consider, right? Or maybe public key. But how we can decrypt it? If you are just consider if we are encrypting with the help of public key for this side key pair, let me explain this like that. For example, this is the good morning, and let's consider this is the client. Let's consider this is the server, and here is the private key and public key. Here also private key and public key, both sides, private key and public key. Let's consider we encrypted this message with the help of this public key. Let us consider someone get compromised on the internet. It is going to be decrypted? No, because this is the pair. So whatever things we have encrypted with public key, it is only decrypted with the help of its private key. And private key is not shareable on the internet. So this is how asymmetric part works. So this is the good morning. If you're converting to something like ciphertext, some unstable format, and then it will send to the another side. Another side has the same pair of key, and with the help of that key, they decrypt the message, and it will look like good morning. So we are sending good morning from this side to this side, but in middle it will look like this unstable format with the help of our mechanism, asymmetric mechanism. And when that packet received to the client server is going to get its own key and going to be decrypted, and it will again look like good morning. So this is how our communication get encrypted with the help of there's cryptography. Okay. Perfect, guys. Then we have symmetric cryptography. I just mentioned same thing. In symmetric, same key used for encryption and decryption, same good morning, and in middle it will look like that, like unstable format. And then again, it is the same mechanism, it is going to decrypt it. So we just need to understand just a basic idea like what is symmetric, asymmetric. So for symmetric, same key is for the encryption decryption. For asymmetric, different key is used for encryption decryption. That is the only difference. Okay. SSL handshake, I mentioned you guys with help by explaining the way the Wireshark also on the with help of snapshot. Like I just mentioned, the client sent hello message. This include the client's SSL version, cipher settings, everything, right? Aspected data and other information. The server need to be communicated with the client using SSL. So these are the sent by the client in first message. Then server is going to be respond with server hello message, which we have seen like on our website. This include the server SSL version, right? Cipher settings, a specific data, SSL certificate, public key, and other information that client need to communicate over the server over the SSL. So these are the two messages sent by client and server. Then client is going to be verify the I just mentioned SSL certificate from CA certificate authority, like it is genuine certificate or not, and that certificate is the signed people is available in our browser or not, and authenticate the servers. Once everything is good, then client create a session key, encrypt to the server public key, and send to the server. If the server has requested client authentications, then the client send his own certificate to the server. So I just mentioned like client is going to generate pre-master share secret key with the help of public key, and private key available to the server, and server is going to decrypt it. And that key is basically used for the encryption and decryption. So this is the short and simple like how SSL handshake work. So we should be aware about these things while explaining, or maybe troubleshootings, or maybe doing any changes or other stuff. This is not from interview perspective only. We should aware as a network security engineer, cloud security engineer, security architect. We should aware about the SSL part. But it is not only valid. Okay, we need to give interview. Then I need to prepare. No. If you're working as a network security, you should aware about the SSL part, like how it works in the backend. Okay. So this is, guys, this is about overview SSL and SSL offloading termination. So let me try to show here some things. Come to our here devices, and let me try to access, and we do use some certificate, and we'll see. Let's consider this is our virtual server. This is HTTPS virtual server. We have created it. It is listening on 443. Okay. And here we have called HTTPS client profile. And we need to check like which certificate we have called here. We need to come on the profile SSL client. See, in profile there are two types: SSL client and server. So if we need only front-end communication encrypted, we just need the client profile. We need to call the certificate on this client profile only. If you want our backend communication, like F5 to the backend server communication also encrypted, we need to click on the server certificate, click on the server profile. Let's consider this is your server profile. We need to call the same certificate here. This is the certificate and this is the key. We need to call the same certificate here. So while doing that, our F5 and backend communication will also encrypted. But yes, it is very, very important. Server team also need to renew the certificate on the server, backend server. So while doing these things, guys, for backend communication also encrypted, it is important to renew this certificate on the server side also. That will be done by the team who manage the backend server, backend application server. Okay. So come to the profile SSL client. We have created this client profile. In this client profile, which certificate is called test.local. We have created some test.local like how we can get the certificate. I already explained. Let me show again also certificate SSL. And here we have created one test.local like self-signed certificate. So this is the common name. And we have called this certificate here in client profile. And client profile is where it is called. Client profile is called on the virtual server here. Right? So this is called SSL termination. This is called SSL offloading. So it is very, very important to understand. Many people get confused. We should focus on that. Don't get confused. If you have any doubt, let me know, guys.
This is, we can see it in the workshop.
Yeah, first I'm trying to see how your traffic look like if you're not using SSL like client profile. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the capture here 1.2 and then we'll try to do here for 1.1 capture interface 1.1. Okay, and let me try to access our virtual IP just for HTTP. Okay, HTTP. Okay. Okay, so we have generated some traffic and now come to the Wireshark. This is our, let me stop it. And this is our backend. Let me stop it. Just search here HTTP. And
one thing, currently which profile is assigned here?
there is no any profile assigned because we are accessing HTTP. Once you try to access an HTTPS, then we see the behaviors. I want to compare the behavior without profile and with profile.
Sure.
HTTP. Let's not figure this one. Go on the HTTP. See, everything is showing here, right? Nothing is encrypted here. So that is the expected one. This is our backend communications where we don't use any profile. What will happen for the front-end communication? Let me try to explain here. Just see. Just consider this is the packet sent by the client which is sitting on the internet, and the client is accessing our virtual IP. And if you open that and if you go to the hypertext, everything is visible, like get method in get method which is requested. So get is a HTTP method used to request something from the browser web server. So it is saying I need HTTP page and this is my version 1.1. Okay, so this is the host. Like he is requesting, client is requesting with virtual IP. So like I'm running HTTP version 1.1 and I want this thing from you /r/n means some things details he is requested from the web server. and everything is their user, everything's nothing it look like they're encrypted, and like connections keep alive, upgrade, user agent, I'm accessing from Mozilla. There are so many things, right? Chrome version is in Safari. So they will send the list in get method to the server. Okay, so see, there is no any kinds of like where encryption stuff is showing like SSL part, like application data encrypted. Nothing is there. Citizen in a plain text kinds of communication happen. 200 is okay, that is fine. 200 means like our virtual IP get response properly to 2.10, that is the client. He is seated on the internet. So whatever 2.10 requested with server is sent the same thing to 2.10. So after that it's 200. Okay, see variable 200 means this is the HTTP status code. So 200 means everything is looking good. Whatever client requested to server is sent to the client, and everything looking good. That is the result. It's showing HTTP status 200. That is okay. So 200 is the good sign related to the response. Okay. So this is how packet look like, and so plain text. Okay. Let me try to access these things on HTTPS, because we have already configure HTTPS. So let me try to access HTTPS. Okay, and let me close this. And same application we have tried to access for HTTP. Same application we are trying to access on the HTTPS, because we have used the client profile and certificate. So let me use the interface 1.2 and interface 1.1. I will try to initiate the traffic, and here we'll try to proceed. You can give the password, our server password, admin and 123. Okay. Initiate sub traffic, it is round robin, that is fine. Stop this. See guys, see the behavior. So once we try to use HTTPS, the first part our TCP handshake happen. So like, because I just mentioned, if you are trying to access anything on the browser, secure applications, HTTPS. First part is always TCP handshake, a DNS lookup happen, then TCP handshake happen, then SSL handshake happen, and then the actual data get transferred as encrypted. So see, first part is seen app. 1 minute. Seen app. Okay, TCP handshake seen app. Don't just ignore. Sometimes verification multiple is showing like that. After that, is SSL handshake, client hello, right? Server hello, whatever we have seen, SSL handshake happen. And then after that, once SSL handshake done, then actual application data sent. And if you see this data, guys, it should be in encrypted state. If you see here, if we extend it, this is the application data, and this is the application data. It is in encrypted state. So this is how SSL encrypt our applications when we're trying to do testing on the browsers, and that is the HTTPS application. This is how SSL encrypt our layer 7 applications. This communication, backend communication, is still in plain text, because here we are not using any SSL and what we can say client server profile. So this is the simple scenes in a this is the common process. F5 is going to be communicate first, make the TCP handshake with the backend server, and then once connection established, then it will send the request whatever come from client and get that request, details from the server. It is going to be modified as per the things configured on F5 and sent back to the client. Okay, so I hope you guys understand the benefit of the client profile and certificates and how SSL handshake work.
But this is without this client profile, right?
No, we are using client profile, right? Come to the F5. I have access this web by two ways. First, I access on the HTTP, and second times I access with HTTPS. So for HTTPS, we have created HTTPS web for the same IP, but port we have using 443. In this web, we have called this profile, client profile. Or inside this client profile, we have created one certificate here. This is the, if you come to the certificate, SS certificate, this is the self-signed certificate we have created with the common name test.local. And this certificate we have called on which profile? You come to this profile, SSL client, profile SSL, profile client, and this is our client profile. Here we have called the test.local certificate. Okay.
Okay.
While doing
Yeah.
this traffic is uploaded on the F5, and communication will happen as encrypted because we are using HTTPS. And if we are accessing anything on the browser as HTTPS, first part is DNS lookup happen, then TCP handshake, then SSL handshake happen, then actual data get transferred. With the help of SSL handshake, we encrypt our data while sending between client and server.
Sorry, yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, suppose that I have 1,000 client and we need to create 1,000 virtual server and 1,000 certificate. So how we manage on that scenario?
No. If we have 1,000 client, we don't need to create 1,000 client is accessing same applications. For example, Facebook.com, and for Facebook.coms, we have created this VIP. This, just consider this VIP is for www.facebook.com. This is for Facebook.com. So 10 user, 20 user, 2,000 user, 1 lakh user, it doesn't matter who is coming to access it. We don't need to create multiple certificate. Multiple certificate comes in the picture when 10 user accessing different applications. If the 10 user is only accessing Facebook.com, we don't need to create multiple virtual server. We need to just create a single virtual server, call this client profile inside the virtual server, and call the Facebook.com certificate inside this profile. And it does not matter how many people coming to access it. It is important. For example, this certificate is signed by DigiCert. So DigiCert will be available on their browser. And by default, it is available in every niche browser, maybe on Mozilla or Chrome. So when user trying to access it, it will be accessible. Also, communication will be happen as encrypted. So we don't need to create it. It is not with client-based guy. Okay. So if it application change, then we need to create different virtual server. If application is same accessing by 100 or 1,000 user, we don't need to do anything. So we need to just follow the same process. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, one thing. Just asking the one frankly question. Management decided to start. I mean, you know, like we are going to host a new application in our environment. Okay, we are. This is fresh installation. Okay, so system application team they developed and they have done all the configuration. Then when the certificate part comes to us, so what is the procedure? Like just give me explanation of how the certificate flow it will go. Like this is like Facebook.com. We are having the Facebook.com inside the organization. How the certificate and what is the procedure for get the certificate and how the changes has to be done here.
Yeah. Okay. So first things is let's consider Facebook.com is hosted behind our F5, and Facebook.com IP is 192.168.2.100. This is the DNS entry for Facebook.com. So first we need to create the virtual server for 443, including your IP, which is binded with your DNS for Facebook.coms. And here don't just ignore this pass, client profile, server profile. We created the virtual server, and inside the virtual server we have called this pool, and inside pool we have called the pool whatever they have. For example, let's consider for Facebook.com we have 3 application server, web server, and we have called these members in the pool, in this pool, and this pool called on the Facebook.com virtual server. Okay. So now till part we have no any doubt, right? Create a virtual server, pool, calling that pool in the virtual server. Now
Yeah,
it's come to the
good. Yeah, good.
Now come to the certificate. So first we need to go the systems, create certificate, traffic certificate management, SSL certificate list. First we need to create here CSR. If it is a totally new deployment, first we need to create certificate.
I'm just stopping here, Surya. See, actually, the CSR will be generated from here, or CSR will be generated from the application server.
See, if application server is generating the CSR, then we don't need to generate CSR here, but they need to send the certificate us in .pfx format. Okay, .pfx format. Let me explain like that here. If CSR is generated on their backend server, then they will send their CSR to the well-known CA. They will get the certificate, and we need to ask them to share the certificate in .pfx format. .pfx, sorry. If they are creating CSR, that is possible. Okay, they can also create a CSR PFX format. Why it is PFX format? Because key and cert both should be together. So in case of PFX, key and certificate both are there, and it is encrypted with some password. It is encrypted with some password. Okay, and they will share the .pfx certificate along with the password. Once they will share, we don't need to create CSR here. Simply come to the certificate, traffic and SSL certificate list, direct click on the import, select your PFX certificate wherever you download in your browser, sorry, on your laptop or jump box from where you are accessing the F5 devices. Okay, select here certificate, key, certificate, PKS, archive. Okay, just consider this. Here we need to choose it. Okay, we can give the name, for example, www.facebook.com. This name is anything we can give. It is not mandatory. It is optional. And here we need to choose the file. For example, let's consider some PFX certificate you download in your browser. Just need to open it and then paste the password here, whatever they have given to you, and then try to click on the import. So once we click imported, certificate and key both are together imported on RF5. So this is the second way. But mostly what happened in the company, mostly we generally create CSR on our F5 because for the client, A5 is working as a server and we are not using server profile for backend communication encryption. Once we are using server certificate for backend communication encryption, then generally server team involved and sometimes they share certificate to us. But mostly time we need to create CSR here, and we need to certificate instead of self, we need to select here certificate authority, then mention your common name like www.facebook.com. This is your common name, and then mention division organization. These are optional things. These are subject alternative, which is also optional. Just consider we have mentioned like that. Subject alternative means if you are renewing this certificate, this is also going to be renewed. Okay, so if you are renewing this certificate and we are trying to renew another multiple certificate in single go, we can do this use option, subject alternate name. Okay, and then we can click finish here. Okay, let me give a name here. We can finish it. So this is your certificate CSR created. We can download this, and now we can share this certificate. So CSR to some well-known CA, or maybe we can share this to the client. It depends on your company process, and they will send the certificate to you. Okay. So once they will send the certificate, then click on here finish. Once we have got the certificate from well-known CA or client, okay, then we need to click on the import here. And there are two options to import the certificate. First one is choose the file, but just consider the certificate in not in proper order. Then we need to place here paste test here, and then we need to paste our certificate. Then click on import. So while doing that, our certificate will be imported on our A5 load balancer, and then we need to simply raise the change, come to the profile SSL client, and simply come to the client profile, click edit, and whatever certificate we have created, we simply select here. For example, default CRT I am taking default key. Whatever things, whatever certificate for Facebook.com you have created, we need to select same in the certificate key and change, then click on O. So once you did OK, our certificate get renewed. And once you try to access facebook.com on the browser and go on the certificate expiry, it will go like that. If you go on here and connect, if the connection is secure, certificate is valid, it will show like that. Expiry date will be, it will, once you renew, it will be renew up, like generally certificate renew for 1 year. So for example, today we renew the certificate. So before renew, expiry date by 2025. Once you renew it, it will show like 2026. So this is the way to renew the certificate on our FI and follow the process. Let me know if you have any questions.
This is the beauty of expertise who's working in the field. Nice. Nicely explained, Surya. Thanks.
So this is how, like, and another things like, it is very, very important to reorder the certificates. If we search on the, Copilot, correct order is very, very important. Correct order of certificate while importing on a file. See, server certificate we need to keep on top, then intermediate certificate, then root certificate. This is the order. Okay. See, they will send the certificate once we generate the CSR and they will send the certificate. So we need to import, we need to reorder it. Sometimes they order it and share to you. Sometimes they blindly share to you, they did not order it. So how we can do that? We can open the certificate, and this is the website SSL certificate decoder. We can search on your browser, on your laptop. Let's consider, I think this one. No, this is not looking good. We'll try this one. Yeah. So for example, let me paste this CSR. Whatever you created, I have downloaded it. Open with Notepad. No, not here. Open with more option. Yeah, you need to just simply copy this. Control A, Control C, paste here. So this is the way to decode it. What is saying? We are unable to decode the certificate. It may be corrupted. Why it is saying? Because this is not the certificate. This is the CSR guy. So that is the it is not decoding our certificate. But we have not any certificate at the moment, genuine certificate. So maybe you can't see here. But this website is very good. So once they share the certificate to you, try to paste here, and it will show here the information. And then accordingly, we can order it on our Notepad. First, we need to keep server certificate and then hit enter. Then use here intermediate certificate. They will mention the name and then hit enter and then paste the root certificate. And then copy this, come to the F5, Whatever certificate we have created, CSR we have created, we have, for example, certificate SSL. For example, we have created this is the CSR. And maybe we can see this one. Let's consider this is facebook.com we have created. We can click import, paste text, paste the text here, click on import. It will not work because we are trying dummy one, or anyway it is CSR. And once we've done that, your symbol will be changed. At the moment it is showing like gray out, right? Once you import the certificate, it will look like this one. Okay, so your status should be like this once we import the certificate. If you read the CSR, it is blank white. Once we import the certificate inside the CSR, it will look like this. So if it status is this, means your certificate has been imported successfully without any problems. Okay, so this is the way we usually do the renewal or CSR stuff in the company. Okay. Perfect. So let's move ahead. Then we have, so we have completed. Now we'll focus on this priority group activations. What is priority group activations? Let me know, guys, if you have any question related to certificate. like apart from Harish, like Swapnil and Ram. We can ask the question, no problem. You can ask 2-3 times, sir, because here we are covering everything. So we'll try to give our best so that you guys can be understand. There is no any hurry. Like no, we need to finish this today, kinds of things.
Okay.
Fine. Yes.
Good. Safir, you can ask me. No issue.
No question from my side.
Swapnil, are you getting?
Yeah. Actually, currently in my company, we generally renew this
Hmm?
SSL certificate, create CSR on the F5, and order the certificate on global sign, and upload the certificate on F5. We generally do that. And yeah,
Okay, fine.
SSL that is also clear for me.
Okay, yeah, because these are the key features in F5. Other things maybe we can do Googling and other stuff. Maybe once we start working on the devices, maybe some part we can learn later. But this part is mandatory. If you don't know SSL uploading, if you don't know certificate part, maybe it is very difficult for you to handle the devices.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
these are the important things in F5. Okay, so now come to the priority group activation. So let me open this PDF and priority group. Wait. And meanwhile, one application I'm trying to download on this browser, I don't know it will work or not. Download Git. We need for window. What is our size? 64-bit or 32? We need to check here. It was 64. So Git for Windows 64 setup. Okay, so it is downloading. Then till now we can focus here. Okay, so what is priority group activation, guys, in F5? So it is a standby or failover mechanism for the active servers. First, focus on the theory part, then I will try to explain with the help of example. So it is a standby or failover mechanism for the active servers, and it allows to configure multiple groups within a pool with different priority group. A default priority of the pool member is 0. Okay, so pool member group with the lowest priority is known as a standby group, and pool member group with the highest priority is known as active group. And if will never forward the request to a standby group until all the minimum required primary servers are operational, perfect. And secondary server will be active automatically once the specified number of primary server are down. And it can be used as a fallback host during maintenance activity. So we have read the theory. Maybe you guys did not get anything. Let me explain with the help of example here. So let's consider this is our 3 backend server we have called configure inside our F5. Okay. And we want like these 2 server wise work as active. And we want like maybe sometimes the company maybe these types of requirement come. If not come, then it is fine. But we should aware about the concept. We have 3 backend server hosted behind F5. We only want 2 server is handle the traffic every times, and this server we can keep on the standby. Maybe these types of requirements comes. So 2 server will always handle the traffic. This server we should keep on the standby, and we have set some mechanism, set some scenario. If any server out of 2 will goes down, then please use this standby. So every time traffic will be handled by 2 backend server. But once any server out of 2 is go down, any one server, please start sending traffic to this server, and whatever one is active here. Out of 2, one is down, but one is active. So for these types of mechanisms, guys, we use priority group activations. It stands for standby failover mechanism, active standby failover mechanism. we can kind of redundancy level mechanism in the backend server. So that is called priority group activations. So let me know if you have any questions.
So what is the reason for keeping the standby server? Any
Yeah,
reason will be there?
I just mentioned it. I never come these types of things in my business, but these are the features in F5. Okay, these are the features in F5. Maybe sometimes business come to you and they can tell you, okay, we have 3 backend server hosted behind F5, and we want like 2 server handle every time traffic and work as active. And once this server in out of 2 any server goes down, please send the traffic to this until keep as a standby. So if they come to us by to set up these types of concept, these types of things in F5, then we need to follow these things. Otherwise, you don't need to do anything. So it totally depends upon requirement, business to business. But yes, we should aware about the concept. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay. I think they downloaded. Yeah. Okay. Why I'm trying to download this? I will try to see with the help of Git, guys. You can also try in your lab with the help of Git tool. We can insert 100,000 to traffic to our virtual server. For example, in our lab environment, we have only 2 PC, right? So maybe we can insert 2, 3, 4, 10 traffic, maximum 20 traffics one by one. We need to refresh it, right? But if you are using Git, Git application on this PC or your PC, with the help of that, we can insert 100,000 of traffic towards our F5. So I'm trying to show you that, and let's see if it's successful or not. If it is successful, then it is fine for us. And if it is not, then it is also fine. We can do manually. And next. Okay, installing, and we need to find the command also. So please, I have remembered the command, but maybe I need to cross it. Please share the git command. No, please share the curl command. Please share the curl command which we run on git tools to initiate the traffic towards our virtual server of F5. See, I also did training of generative AI, so it is very important. Like which terminology, which text you are want. So accordingly, we need to mention. Otherwise, it will not give. So when I try learning generative AI, so there is nothing. We need to just focus on the actual context like which text we want. Accordingly, we need to highlight to the Copilot or ChatGPT towards our virtual server API. Maybe okay. It is showing like that. HTTPS. Okay. No. I want to initiate 100 traffic. Not saying something wrong. No problems. I have remembered a little bit command. We'll try to see that. And otherwise, finish it. And now we can try to open it. Okay, guys. So before that, now come to the F5 to configure the priority groups. So come to our virtual server, guys, virtual server. And we have our HTTP virtual server. We have the pool member, HTTP pool member. Come to the pool. We have the member. See here. There is options here, priority group. Are you able to see, guys? Priority group. At the moment, it is 0000. Okay, I want, see here, priority group activation option is here, disable. So let me enable first less than. What we mention here? 1. What is the meaning of less than 1? We are telling to F5, like server 1, server 2, we are putting the group priority group 10. Server 3, I will put in the priority group 5. And we are telling if this server 2 goes down or server goes down, then send the traffic to server 3. If both server is active in priority group 10, we don't need to send traffic to server 3, we only send the traffic to server 1, server 2 only. Let's see with the help of example, then we guys get the idea. Let me just try to update here and then come to the server 1 and I'm trying to go priority group 10. So I'm putting server 1 in the priority group 10, come to the again member and server 2 I'm putting in the priority 10 also, priority group 10. Okay, so this is our active member. So we have given 2 member in priority group 10. Third member I want to give in the priority group 5. Let update it. It's loading. Okay. See, our server 1, server 2 is the part of priority group 10. Server 3 is the part of priority group 5. Okay, and we have set here criteria like if our active members inactive, we have 2 members because priority group, for example, we are giving more priority that will work as active and less priority will work as a standby. So in our priority group 10, we have 2 members and we have defined here criteria. If any member will goes down from 2, then only send the traffic to server 3. If both server is active, don't send traffic to server 3. Only traffic will handle by server 1 and server 2. So this is the work of priority group activations in the F5 batching. Now let me reset this counter. Let me reset the counter, guys. And let me run the command. I'm not sure it is successful or not. I'm not recalling actual command called space dash. Otherwise, we need to initiate the traffic manually. So called space dash f, and I think HTTP colon. This is our virtual server IP 192.168.2.200, and then we need to use this option, guys. Not this one. This one. I want to initiate 100 traffic, and let me do. Okay. Now that command is not working. Okay, no problem. Maybe you are typing wrong command. So what I will do, I will manually initiate the traffic. HTTP. Initiate some huge traffic, 20, 30, 40. I forget to write that command, guys. We can use it in your lab environment. Okay, it is very good tool to initiate like maximum traffic towards our web. And yeah, so now come to the local traffic pool, HTTP pool.
Yeah,
6.
you can use the command I pasted in the chat.
You have pasted in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
See.
Okay, that is fine. Thank you, Harish. See here, guys. See here, all the traffic is handled by server 1, server 2. Is there any traffic sent to server 3? No. Why? Because server 1, server 2 is the part of active members, server 3 is the part of a standby. So every traffic, whatever we have requested, see total is 45, 43. Okay, total request is 45, 45 for server 1 and 43 is the server 2. But there is no any traffic sent to server 3. Why? Because these are the part of a standby member. So we have set the priority 10 for these two and 5 for this. Okay. And let me check the command. I think Harish has pasted. So Okay, curl HTTP. Try this. Try this. And we can use our vPeer 192.168.200 and we can initiate like 100. And let's try. If it will work, then it's fine. Not that. Okay. So we need to type here because we can't paste here. So curl then HTTP colon 192.168.200 slash Shanma then 1 to 100. Okay, it looked like initiated it. Okay, now come to the F5, refresh it. No, it seems it's not working. But anyway, we don't need to focus on that part much. So I just wanted to focus on the concept. So see, mostly traffic is sent by server 1, server 2, and as per the criteria we have said. Okay, let me down this node, and then we can see our condition in matching or not. Come to the pool, guys. HTTP pool member. I am trying to down one member for priority group 10. So how we can do that? We can select this. I'm trying to disable it. I'm disable it. This is available, but manually we have disabled it. Okay. And now come to the statistics and just increase the reset the counter. Reset the counter. And again, let me try some huge traffic here. And then we can refresh it, guys. And then come to the pool. Strip pool, fix. No. What we need to do, we did wrong things here. I think we need to do like that. Let me pool, HTTP pool, member. Let me first enable it. Come to the statistics. Reset the counter. Come our topology. Let me down this. Because while doing disable, it's kind of available, but we have done manually disable. Maybe that is the reasons. Now we'll try to again initiate some traffic. Here it is only showing server 1, but it should show server 3 also. It match our criteria. Yeah, server 3. We are able to see here server 3. So looking good. See, guys, in lab environment, maybe we can see some which we have related to the actual things, but don't worry about it. We need to focus on the concept, guys. We don't need to worry about it. Okay. We can see some misbehave things in the lab environment. See here. Traffic is now sending to server 3 also and server 1 also. Okay, total request here it is showing 0. So this is the called priority group activation. So out of 2 member, 1 member is down, then it starts sending traffic to the another member, which is the part of priority group 5, which will work as a standby. So this is the work of priority group activation, guys, and it depends upon the business, mostly not in the company. But yes, if they come to us like that, like we want to achieve these types of things in the production, so we can do like that. Okay, let me know if you guys have questions. Okay. And we can disable this. Let me disable it on the members. Virtual server, HTTP virtual server. Pool. I'm just trying to disable it, update it. Okay, and let me enable this. So that is the only work of the priority group activation. Perfect. If no any question, then we'll to focus on our last part, one connect mechanism. And this is the long topic, so we'll cover in our upcoming weekend. One connect mechanism. What is one connect mechanism? Anyone have any idea, guys?
No.
Okay, no problems. Okay. So before explaining with the help of diagram, I want to show one thing, right? Everyone know F5 is an full proxy setup. Okay. So there will be two different session maintained always. F5 is always work as a full proxy setup, reverse full proxy, and always maintain two different sessions. One is between client and F5, and another session is between F5 and backend server. So if this is your F5, this is your client, this is your backend server. So while single communications, for example, accessing facebook.coms, we have F5 maintain two connections. One from client to F5. So here TCP handshake seen, CNAC act. Again here seen, CNAC act, then send the actual things, get the reply, send back to the client. So always it maintain two connections, guys. Okay, two sessions. First from client to the F5, another from F5 to the backend server. So TCP handshake happen both cases, from client to F5, F5 to the backend server. Okay. So what Web One Connect features going to help here, guys? One Connect feature in Big IP help to minimize the number of new server-side TCP connections, and it reuse the existing available connections. Okay, let me explain like that. So I just mentioned every connections has two session build, one from client to F5, another from F5 to server. When you're using One Connect features, it is going to use the existing sessions. Okay, it keep the session ideal. For example, PC when you're trying to access application facebook.com, traffic come to the F5, like before that TCP handshake happened between this PC1 to F5, then session has been created, and then traffic come to the F5, F5 is going to do and get the traffic sent to the client. When other people are going to be terminate that session, it is going to use the same session to handle another request also. So while doing that, our F5 to the backend, resources will be very less utilized. In short, single connection, with the help of single connection, we are handling multiple traffic. So it is going to be less use of our resources because we are doing TCP handshake again and again for every connection. And with the help of one connect features, in one connection, we can handle multiple requests. So that is the beauty, that is the work of one connect. So this is simple and short. Don't need to confuse you. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the things he is saying here. And okay, so as it reuse the existing connection and minimize the number of TCP connection, it increase the network throughput efficiently, guys. So this is the benefit of one connect. So it is going to be increase the efficiency related to throughput, okay? Because every time FIP is no need to create TCP handshake since for every connection. One time it will create and use that session to handle multiple traffic. It is also known as connection pool, guys. Okay, so this is the work of one connect, and we'll try to see in the we'll try to implement in the lab also. So we can come here, guys, and how we can do that. So if you come to the profile section, if you come to other, see there is option like connect. Okay, just see there is a one connect profile is here. It is not recommended to use the default one. We'll try to create a new, okay, profile other. So there are two ways to go here. Let me create here. We need to create one custom profile. Let's consider test. Dash connect. We need to use the parent profile as one connect. One connect definition I have explained what is the work of one connect. We'll try to use the same setting as it is. Let me try to explain it so that you guys can have visibility while doing the productions. So there are some setting guys. This is source prefix length. What is the meaning of source prefix length? For example, if you want like only people coming from internet, so while taking the subnet, for example, 10.0.0/24, only that people can use the existing sessions multiple times. Okay, so for that, for example, I specify here, we can specify the pool here, address here. So if these people want to access our virtual server, like for example, Facebook application, if traffic come to the F5, F5 is going to be sent, initiate the TCP handshake, and it will keep the ideal session as it is, not going to terminate it. See, people coming from this IP, every time it is using the same session while communicating from F5 to the backend server to handle the traffic. Okay, so that is the work of source prefix length. Okay, this is the maximum size, maximum connections what you want to achieve the. Okay, this is the maximum age, like after sometimes, after how many times it should be timeout. For example, 86 400 seconds. So if we convert that, it will be converted in minute. So after that minute, this session will be going to be terminated. Okay, so this is the kinds of aged out, like timeout basically. Whatever we have defined, this will be work for our backend server communications. After that, that session will be terminated. Till this time, session will be kept as ideal, and single session handle multiple connections. Okay, this is about the maximum age. Okay, we can keep as it is here. And ideal timeout over out disable, keep as it is, limit type, we can ignore these things, and then we can finish it here. So once we have created this, where we need to call, guys? So everything we need to call on the virtual server. It is very simple and short. We don't get confused. We come the resources, and okay. After that, one thing we'll try to cover it. Fallback mechanism, guys. Okay, I forget to mention here. This will come on the 9 number. Fallback host mechanism. Okay, and this will come on the number 10. And I think it will show here, guys. So if you come here, one connect is the part of exclamation feature. See, there is option here, one connect profile. So we need to select here whatever we created. Okay, and then we can click on the update. Okay, so once we do that, we have created one connect profile, and we have called the profile on our VIP, guys. Okay, and how we can check the statistics? Let's come to the here modular statistics, and here here is the option of one connect. Okay, let me local traffic profile statistics. We need to find the option of one connect. Somewhere I have seen that. We need to find that model statistics. This is client server connection. This is packet. Somewhere it will show one connect also. Number of connection, limit, total connection, active connections, packet scenes. Clear the statistics first. Everything is clear. HTTP 0. Okay, here was the option to change, but in version, which version we are using here, guys? Let me check it. We come on the system software image list, so it will show the version. So we are running 16.1, 16.1.2.1. That is fine. Maybe we can check like that if there is an option here. Statistics. Persistence, net node pool for file summary. Okay. Here it is showing like one connect somewhere. Yeah, if you click here, one connect. See, at the moment current ideal 0, maximum 0, total reuse 0. So once you try to hit the traffic, maybe it will say some reuse connections, like same connection is going to use again and again. Let's try to initiate the traffic, guys. And we can try to initiate so many traffic. And see, we can see some misbehave things related to exact result, but don't worry about it. We need to focus on the actual concept. If you know the concept, same thing we need to handle in the productions. Okay. And we have initiated so many traffic, refresh it. So here it is showing total reuse 0. It should be some number. New is 77. We need to try it multiple times, guys. Sometimes we can see misbehave also. That is in this command we have tried, but this is not working. Connection refuse it is showing. This command is not showing working properly. Curl one. Let me insert some traffic on incognito mode also. HTTP. Traffic. Okay, let's refresh it. No, it is not saying here, but it should be. Okay, we can see some misbehavior in the lab, guys. So here it will show reuse number. So for example, if you are using 10 here, just consider 10. 10 means like 10 times it using the same connection while communicating to the backend server. So for examples, let's consider here. I wanted to explain the things you guys can understand. So let's consider if you are able to see here 10 reuse. Reuse means this is your F5 and this is your backend server. So one session has been established here. And if traffic coming from outside, same session 10 times use. For example, these people coming to accessfacebook.com, again using the same session. So that is called total reuse 1. Second people come using the same session, that is called reuse number 2. 3 means if you are able 10 here means 10 times the same session is used to handle the client request from the backend server. So that is the work of, that is the meaning of total reuse. So that is the work of one connect, guys. Here we are not saying that is fine. The concept we need to follow. And once we do in the productions, it will say the exact count. It will show the exact count. Okay.
Okay, fine.
So concept is clear, right? Like Harish, Rahman, and so
yeah, it's clear, but we have to do the practical and need to understand more. Then only it will be clear more.
Yes. One connect I can tell, guys. One connect features nowadays we are using. Every company one connect using. Why using? To provide better throughput of our network. We want like backend F5 to backend communication should be less used. Like single connection can handle multiple traffic. Not every time F5 is going to be initiated TCP and check. So in production nowadays, one connect features are using. So that is the reason I have given some more time on one connect, so that concept and process is same. We just need to follow the same things in the production also. We don't need to do any extra things. But here we can see some total reuse count. Here it is again, new connection is increasing, but reuse not showing, but it should show reuse also. Okay. Perfect. So maybe on the next weekend I will try to find that exact command. So I will try to do some Google and all. So with the help of that command, we can initiate huge traffic towards our virtual server. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have last one, you guys, fallback host. It is kind of similar. What is the meaning of fallback host? And if anyone asks, well, it is required in the company, guys, we use that. So fallback means, let me explain here. Let's consider all the backend server has down. We have facebook.com application server which hosted our load balancers behind our load balancer, or all the backend server is down. And usually from internet is trying, or maybe remote side or internet usually trying to access facebook.com application. But all the backend server has been down. In that times, what result user will show on their PC? So in company, what happened, guys? They developed one HTML page. They developed one HTML page. And in fallback host, they configure that things. For example, if all the backend server goes down and the people from inside access facebook.com, they will be redirected to some website and they can mention, okay, this server is going on a maintenance. Please wait like 10-15 minutes and then try to access it. Sorry for inconvenience. So these kinds of pages they developed in the company with the help of some developer, and we can use that as a fallback host. So if all the backend server has down, user will be redirected to some another page where it will show the information. So user will not get hamper or create some outage or create some raise some incident and all. Okay, user will understand, okay, some issue is going on, some maintenance is going on. So that is the reason we need to wait 10-15 minutes, whatever the timing mentioned. And then after 10-15 minutes, we need to access the application again. So that is the work of fallback host, guys.
But this page where it is hosted, this page, like user will be getting the some
it
page,
depends,
right?
it depends, guys. So like that page where generally they keep on application, they keep on server, and they hosted that page on that server, and they give that IP address of that host. Okay, so it depends upon where you want to host it. Maybe we can keep on separate application server where we can host that page, or when user trying to access it and all the server down, they will redirect to their server. Okay.
Okay. I thought in F5 itself we can create
No,
somebody reference something like that. That's
no. We only need to be, maybe reachability should be there, kinds of reachability. Maybe we need to work on that, so that otherwise we don't need to focus much things. So if you come on the profile here and HTTP profile, if you come on the HTTP profile, because it comes under HTTP, because fallback comes under HTTP. HTTP profile services. Okay, HTTP version 2. No, not this. Not this one. Yeah, if profile, it is ultimately here. See, this is the HTTP profile by default one. See, there is option here fallback host. Okay, so fallback host, whatever host we have mentioned, if all the backend servers go down, let's try to use Facebook. I'm trying to use facebook.com. For example, let's see it's working or not. If this, maybe that PC has the internet connectivity. If this PC has the internet connectivity, maybe it will be redirected. Let's try to test it. So we have fallback host. We have usage as a facebook.com. Like if all the backend server will go down, user will be redirected to facebook.com. But in company, we don't use this, guys. In company, use some pages, some server detail where that HTML pages is developed or hosted, so that user get the idea. Then we can update here. And this HTTP profile is called on our virtual server, guys. See here, HTTP client profile is called, right? See, if this profile is not called, then this feature will not work. Okay, it is very, very important to understand. And then we need to come on the pool, and I'm trying to down all the backend server. Stop. Let's down all those backend server. Okay, and let's hit to try to initiate traffic. Try some on another page also. See here, it is redirected to facebook.com. Right, and this PC is internet connectivity. That is the reason it is went there. So it is redirected to facebook.com. in company, we use this as a HTML page where we define everything, maintenance, please wait 10-15 minutes, as this is hosted somewhere on the web server. Okay.
So that means without interrupting existing profiles, server, whatever it is, we are just holding the, redirecting the traffic to another application server. This is what we are doing in like this technology, right?
Yes.
You can say
We are
something.
informing we are informing user like all the backend server has down, and user will get some prompt, okay, because of some maintenance going on, and user will get this page and it will mention all the details there. So this is kind of user has visibility what's going on that applications. So we can redirect that traffic.
It's very useful also. Where sometime when we have the maintenance something, we can show, yeah, right?
Okay, so this is the fallback host concept, and it is asked in the interview also, guys. So it is not in the production perspective only. If you are preparing for interview like Supni Rahman, so it will ask question: what is fallback host mechanism? What is one connect mechanism in the F5? So this question generally they ask. So let's try to just start it. Backend server. Once we will start it, and again try to initiate access it. So it will go 1, 2, 4, 3 times because it maintain the cookies, guys. You know very well cookies. And once it will be communication happen, then it will again starting accessing our pages. Or maybe we'll try to access through incognito mode. Here, it is just stuck in the middle. Good. Now it is getting access from our resources. Okay, so this is called fallback host mechanism running in the F5. Okay. So that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions or other things apart from this we want to discuss it. So we can discuss for like 6-7 minutes we have, so we can discuss.